Welcome, Kirti and Mandar. Namaste.
So basically, I would like to ask, what was the specific event which defines 13 July as the Enlightenment? What were the experiences before that, and what was the change or the experiences after that day?
Okay. See, as a young person, I was seeking and searching, and my intensity of desire to see God, to meet God, to know God was extremely high. Even though we were in the business, but you see, this urge to understand God was so very high that I was simply not interested in anything else. So, if I find anybody who maybe can help, I will run after that person, leaving every business behind. And I found this my master, Sri Dada Gavan. We were staying about 5 kilometers away from our home in Thane, and he was available. And I have seen that thing in his eyes that yes, he is the man who knows for sure. So, in the heart of my heart, I knew this man is exactly knows God, and he is like a person who can tell me what is God. So I went to him. It took me almost 6 months, 8 months of intense discussions with him to understand how enlightenment happens and what is the way. Then he was there, but I started experimenting very seriously with the meditation, and about 6 months of very serious meditation. Sometimes at a stretch, 2 hours, sometimes I went up to 5 hours. Okay, otherwise, in a day, at least 4 to 8 hours of meditation was happening occasionally, and that intensity went on. Suddenly it happened. It was the 13th July 1993. It was a rainy season. See, even today it's a rainy season. It was right around 6:30, 7 o'clock. The children were playing, so there was some sound, and the rains came, so children ran away. And the sound of the rain shower was there, and suddenly the rain shower stopped, and there was a silence. And with that silence, there was the explosion of silence inside, and that boundarylessness and the expansion and the oneness feeling, that experience was so palpable, so tangible. Okay, that happened around 7:30 in the evening. It is the same time. It is 7:30 right now. So around this time, it happened 28 years back. To me, for the first time, and it was a very high power experience because it is as good as experiencing the death. In fact, more than the death, because in death only the silver cord is cut. When the subtle body goes out from the physical body at the time of death, only the silver cord is cut. But here, the dissolution of ego happens, which is even the bigger death. Normal death is normal death. This is bigger death. Maha Mrityu. Mrityu is death. Maha Mrityu is the greater death. So this was the greater death, but it happened. That is Guru Kripa. It simply happened naturally. Okay. And that state remained for continuously 24 by 7 for quite a few days. After about 15 days or so, I went to meet my master, go and ask him what has happened, what to do, what not to do after that. But until then, I was enjoying that state. So now language is a barrier here. When I say I'm enjoying, because we don't have any other language, that state was enjoyed in the body. There was no I. That is the real language if you want to understand. But if I talk that way, uh, all the grammatical errors will happen. You will not understand. So I'm talking a normal language, but you have to understand that it's a different state. That is exactly what happened. So the life before that event and life after that event is a big change. After that, in that oneness, so many things started happening. For 5 years, I had mild headache, severe headache sometimes. My brain cells were changing. Even my face cut has changed. Do you know that? My eyes have changed after the process, after the events. My nose, my face has changed. My DNA level corrections have happened. Of course, my intelligence, memory, so many things deep down have changed because of that. And transformation went on happening day by day after that event. Almost for 5 years it was happening, and that was the state of semi-solitude from 1993 to 1997 end, until we started Tao, when the people started coming, and that was after about a year or so. In 98 people started coming. So almost 5 years enjoying meditations, being in semi-solitude, allowing that state to mature and settling into that happens. So settling doesn't happen overnight. Of course, the hide and seek game is there. Sometimes it is there, sometimes it is not there. And that is called hide and seek game. Those who are Bhakti Margi, कृष्ण के प्रेम में राधा कभी विरह में कभी मिलन में आनंद लेती है. तो विरह में तकलीफ होती है, मिलन में आनंद आता है. तो कृष्ण और राधा का प्रेम जो है, जो विरह और मिलन की बात है, इसको कश्मीर शैविज्म के एंगल से देखा जाए तो ईश्वरा is the element that conceals. Sadashiva is the element that reveals. So revealment is Milan, concealment is Vira. If you want to compare Bhakti Marga and Kashmir Shaivism, but that hide and seek game is there. If it is there, you are happy. If you are not, it's not there, you are unhappy because you feel lost. Oh, where has it gone? I'm not happy, and it comes back. So when I met my master after 15 days, okay, it was not there suddenly. And I talked very intensely with my master that, you see, you told me this thing, and then I did this thing, and for last 15 days this happened. But you see, as I'm talking to you, I'm not into that state. It's lost. And he smiled. He said, it's never lost. No, I asked a very funny question that time. I asked Dadaji, does it mean that for last 15 days I was enlightened and now today I have got unenlightened? And he had a very hearty laugh. He said, you are the first person in the history who got enlightened and who got unenlightened also in 15 days time. He says, that's not the case. Right now your energy is dissipated. Maybe you traveled or done something. Come out. So he just, we both went out in the garden, and there was a nice breeze, okay, early morning breeze, Sunday morning. And so take a deep breath, enjoy the breeze, and boom, it was there. He said, you are trying to possess it. You are trying to hold the air in your fist. That is not possible. Just let go, and it is there. And I learned the method, a very powerful method of how to avoid that vira and how to get into milan avastha, which means what? How to avoid the dissociation with that oneness and how to get into the oneness. So oneness is meeting the Krishna. Okay. And when you are out of that, that is called vira. So there's a lot of discontentment in the vira. You feel very bad. You are away from your beloved. But if you are there, you are with the beloved. How do you feel? You feel very nice. That is the language used by Bhakti Margis. Okay. The science is you are into that state of oneness, which is oneness with the consciousness. Your association with the body is broken. That is oneness. That is Milan with Krishna, meeting the Krishna. And if the ego comes back, which it will, that is the whole hide and seek game, which went on for almost 5 years before it settled. Sometimes it settles faster, sometimes it goes for a very long time. Sometimes it can come back even after that. Okay. So settling into that takes a long time. And that hide and seek game definitely goes on for quite some time. So all that happened on 13 July 1993, and life before that, life after that, Huge difference, including my face cut changes, my brain cells changes, and memory changes, and lots of miseries went away. I used to be very miserable person before that, because I had very bad childhood. Lots of poverty. See, in a small village, no light, no running water, no tar roads, very dusty village, one small single room of the school, only one teacher. In the 8th standard, when I came to India in Bombay, and the new school I got admission into, Elphinstone Technical High School, very big school at Dobitalau opposite Metro Cinema. First time I heard the word period, and day one I came back from school and I told my mother, oh my God, this school is too big. Okay, and there are so many periods. We had no period in village school, only one period, first standard to 7th standard, all sitting one together. The concept of period I heard in 8th standard. And I told my mother, there are so many teachers, teachers keep changing, because you can imagine for a village boy, first standard to 7th standard, he has seen only one teacher teaching all the subjects. Only one. First standard to 7th standard, all the children learning together in one room, only one teacher. And suddenly, the very beautiful school of Mumbai, so many teachers, so many different subjects, and playground and whatnot. It was like a eureka kind of a thing for me. So the things change big way. But you see these troubles of the childhood. So those miseries were there, some self-sabotaging patterns were there, low self-esteem was there. So lots of healing started happening after this event. Every time that oneness was experienced, the expansion was experienced. Now what we call it as a Shiva path. Pranapath, Shaktipath, Shivapath, these are the words we are using in Kriya Yoga. So experiencing of that expansion is actually a Shivapath experience. Many of you have experienced, okay? So once that technology is understood, this technology can be transferred. Every one of you can experience it, even online. If you are serious, if you get into certain meditative practices, well, it's very easy for you to experience these things. So enlightenment experience is the birthright for everybody. All of you can experience that. All right, Mandar, I hope I have answered enough about your question.
Subscribe to this channel for more learnings from Guruji Prem Nilmal. Press the bell icon to get notifications for new videos. Like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share this video with your friends on social media. Post your queries below and we will respond. Thank you.